DMH Brands targets 100 new territories by launching a low-cost coffee franchise model to disrupt UK franchising. Here to explain more about this strategy is David Hodgetts of DMH Brands. What do you think is the single biggest problem in UK franchising right now?
I would say a lot of franchise brands, they are focused more on their own brand value rather than the return for franchisees. So a lot of businesses in the UK within the QSR sector, they're choosing really high rent locations. The overheads are very high. The total investment's very high for franchisees. So from a brand's perspective, it's really good for their value because it's getting their brand out there. But from a franchisee's perspective, it's putting them under a lot of financial pressure because they're unable to get the return on their investment. And I don't think this is made clear enough to franchisees before they commit to some of these sort of leading QSR brands.
Why has that problem been allowed to persist?
I think there's probably a lot of people that franchise, they've not opened the business before, so there's a little bit of a misunderstanding as to or a lack of awareness as to what's needed to make a franchise business work. So obviously you listen to your franchisor or the people with the experience. Obviously I'm in the coffee sector and there are a few brands that come to mind where they're opening coffee shops with maybe 150,000 rent. The investment can be up to £500,000. And I don't think it's made clear enough for franchisees that it will take them a long time to get the return on their investment, especially with the increase of costs at the moment with, cost of living, with labour and cost of goods, etc. as well. So I think there's not enough mentoring done by the franchisor. And there's a massive sort of error in the franchise industry when it comes to that within the sector.
How is Dirt Coffee built to solve it?
So we have a very experienced team. So we've launched a number of coffee shops before. We have a lot of experience in what works and what doesn't work. So with Dirt, we're looking to open sites that are typically 3 to 5 times lower investment than a competitor coffee franchise. We're choosing locations where the overheads are substantially lower. So we just opened one. The rent was £14,000 a year. I went somewhere a couple of weeks ago in Wimbledon where the rent would have been over £100,000 with another coffee brand. So we're keeping the costs very low. We focus on specialty coffee, which is a massive growth market at the moment. It's expected to double. And we're focused on making the franchisees really profitable before the focus is on the growth of our own brand. So it's franchisee first, and then the brand comes second rather than the other way around.
Heading into the rollout, where does this go next?
So we obviously have plans to get over, 100 sites over the next few years. We're in talks with a couple of people to go overseas at the moment. But we've got a few new sites in the pipeline, but also I want us to be very different. We've got a telephone box that we're opening. So it's literally just a telephone box by St Pancras Station, 1 member of staff needed, much lower investment requirement. So I think it's about being really smart with what type of units that we open, not only coffee shops, but also, quirky locations, maybe some residential. So we plan to get, to double digits as quickly as possible. But the main thing is that every site we open, we want them to be very profitable and give a good return for the franchisee. That's the priority for me, and something I think is missed in the coffee and QSR market.
Thank you for sharing your thoughts, David.
Thank you.
Again, that was David Hodgetts, CEO and founder at DMH Brands. For more news, visit qsrmedia.co.uk.